The Bowers & Wilkins Px7 S3 headphones of the year.
The year's not even done yet.
That's how good they are.
Damn. Namaste, we're DHRME, dedicated headphone reviewers marking excellence. Wow, you are tearing up. Are they that good?
The Bowers & Wilkins Px7 S3 are really good. And I have allergies, but they sound great.
Okay.
Now,
tell us a bit more.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just want to take the context of the PX8, which is the current flagship. And this guy came with a 2-slider EQ. And it sounded fine, but I don't know what Bowers been smoking. It's
the good stuff.
It's the good stuff. It's making me emotional. It's making me cry. It's really good. I mean, you can see the frequency response on scene, but you get a 5-band EQ now.
Okay.
As opposed to the bass treble sliders you got on that. And you can really tune in the sound. And here are some samples of the sound. Hey guys, Editor Rohan here. Just want to tell you that if you want to support the channel and all the work we put in here, please go ahead and become a member or patron. As an Icicle tier member or higher, you get free access to the full samples you're about to listen to, but we won't leave you hanging either. So here's a little taste. I thought they were a bit bass heavy for my taste, but very easy to tune. And it's very responsive. The hardware is clearly better, like on the sound. Clearly better hardware. Bass out of the box is a bit more than the Sony, but yeah, if you compare the Sony and the Bowers & Wilkins sound, I'm sorry, but this time it's not even close. And even the PX8, which is the flagship right now, of course, the S2 coming out, my God.
Yeah? These beat that, huh? So if you're in the market for the two, don't go with the flagship. That's basically what we're saying. Or just wait it out. And
I saw the price. I think they've been priced down, the PX8, at least where we live, to the price of the Px7 S3.
Yeah.
So even though this is a lower model, it is better. I mean, wow, Bowers & Wilkins, like...
And it's not only on sound that they did better, huh? Because I was testing the noise cancelling and the transparency. Oh yeah, they've upgraded the hardware, software, I don't know what, but it was tier D on both the PX8.
A lot of tears, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to hear it for yourself, here are a couple of samples. And on the Px7 S2, so the previous model, was also tier D for noise cancelling. So it was trash, and we said it. We called them out on it and everything. Now, tier A.
Yeah.
Tier A. They've jumped so many tiers up. I mean, it's about
S2. There is an S2E which we didn't test.
No, that's right.
But from the S2, the S3 is
well done. Well done. So we actually compared the noise cancelling with the Sony XM5s. And we've got to say, on par when it comes to low-end noise cancelling.
That is brilliant.
So low-end, the engine noises. Very impressive, where they just didn't make it into tier S's with voices. So they were let in a little bit more. Then transparency. Very happy. Very emotional moment as well. There was tier B, just for context, on the previous model, as well as the current flagship. Tier S.
Wow, yeah.
You used them first and you were like, man, I really like it.
Yeah, I didn't tier them, but I'm like, this is good. Like,
yeah.
And I think it has to do with the hardware, the drivers for the sound.
You were saying,
it can just reproduce higher end frequencies much better.
Yeah.
It also affects the transparency and everything feels more natural and lifelike.
Yeah, so there's good clarity in the amount of environmental noise that's coming in through these headphones. Only nitpick, a little bit, still in tier S, guys, but a little nitpick is that there's a bit of occlusion. So when you do wear these headphones and you're talking, there's that, hearing your own voice through your skull. Just a little bit. Not the worst. We've seen worse.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. There's no further customization of noise cancelling.
Just ANC, normal, transparency. You do have a normal mode.
Yeah.
You can switch off.
Off, basically. Yeah. So what you see is what you get. No crazy sliders, but We don't mind that.
Yeah.
That's okay with us.
So in terms of codecs, you're getting the whole Snapdragon suite here with aptX lossless, AAC, SBC. There is no LE audio yet, LC3, but that is coming with a software update, as well as spatial audio. So few things coming up. Again, don't buy a product with the promise of what's coming up, but what is there already?
Yeah.
I don't care unless you really care about spatial audio.
And what people might care about when spending a product which is not only functional but also a fashion icon.
Ooh la la!
Right?
I mean, from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Like Bowers and Wilkins is like.
Yeah. I've got to say, they don't look different. I think they've been looking the same this whole time. Obviously, you look a bit lower, a little bit deeper. You do see some, there's more elevated text on the PX8 compared to just the print on the thing, right? But the materials, I mean, metal, leather, fabric, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. I get why they don't change it.
Just David Beckham stuff.
Right?
I don't do anything unless I can give it 100%. And I'm a 100% subscribed to DHRME.
Makes you feel rich.
Makes you feel rich.
That's for sure. And you get them in 3 colors. This one we got is black.
Yeah, that was the only one available right now. So
there you go. It's pretty new.
Bought them with our own money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a lighter color and there's also blue.
Yeah.
Yeah?
All of them look good.
All of them look good. What we do especially like about Bowers & Wilkins' design element is that they use good old reliable buttons.
So where Bose has gone back, where Sony has gone to touch, Bowers & Wilkins, this is how you do controls and headphones. This is how you do it. I mean, so Bowers & Wilkins has copied, taken inspiration from the old Bose QC line on the power button and Bluetooth slider. Perfect. Yeah. Don't need to fix it. The buttons remind me of the Soundcore Space Q45. Small, clear, discreet, easy to hit.
Yeah.
The play pause button has this texture, which means you can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
They moved even the button from the PX8.
Yeah.
PX8 had what was this? The power Bluetooth button on the same side as the volume and play pause. They moved it to the other cup.
Yeah.
I do not think you can get better controls than this on headphones.
I was very happy.
Right?
They're clicky, they're tactile.
They feel high quality.
High quality.
At this price.
Yeah. Yeah. But at this price, like you said, it launched at the same retail price as the Bose QC Ultras did. Not exactly sure what the latest prices is on this, but we will link all the products that we talk about in the description. But I mean, just looking at the Bose, they're good, but they're nothing special. I mean, you remove the Bose branding, you put something else on, these could just be like, I don't know, $50.
They don't feel premium.
They don't feel premium, no.
I mean, they don't feel bad, like they don't feel like creaky or whatever.
Kind of get it. They're meant to be super light and comfortable.
Yeah.
How do you do that? By not putting so much metal.
And leather and...
yeah. Which is fine. I mean, this also has leather, but yeah, you do notice it. And so speaking of comfort, they have changed some stuff here. They have reduced the overall...
Yeah, the profile.
The profile, right? Of the
really different now.
Yeah. These were... The PX8s were chunky on the ears. They really protruded.
Yeah.
These they've reduced. They're also a lot lighter. They're also a lot more flexible, not as rigid feeling. But what they did keep is that Bowers & Wilkins clap.
Yeah.
That's always been there.
I do feel it's better on this.
It is better.
So it is better than the PX8, the clamp.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel like headphones of the year, I can totally wear these for at least an hour or 2 hours easily. Yeah. They're nowhere close to Sony or Bose on the clamp, of course.
It's what you want, right? I think it also gives this like secure hugging feeling, like they're there and they're going to stay there. The others feel like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some wind in it. But it feels that way.
I mean, they're not IP rated, but if you are working out in one of these, I think the Bowers & Wilkins would be my pick.
Yeah.
I'd probably not work out in them. They're expensive and they're not IP rated,
but
people do it anyway. So I'm saying if that's what you want, very secure.
Yeah. You know, plenty of space in the ear cups. The ear pads are nice and plushy.
Squeezable.
Yeah. Headband, no issues on the crown, right?
No issues on the crown. Very plush again. They have those angled cups, just like the Bose. So inside the cup, there's an angle, which means your ear kind of feels like it's not touching anything, unlike the Sony.
Yeah. And you notice that.
Yeah.
One thing, again, don't prefer, but again, all of these headphones have it, is a telescopic adjustment of the headband, which when you're wearing them on your head isn't the most easiest, you know, to adjust.
Yeah.
Would have preferred some clicks, some ratchets there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while on the build, one downside I would say is the ear cups and the headband are replaceable, but you have to send them into Bars & Wilkins to replace it. You can't do it yourself. So a bit of a shame there.
Yeah.
Missed chance, but that's better already than the previous generation, which didn't even have that.
All right.
So,
Give them that. And they come with a bunch of extras. Nice bells and whistles like
Google Fast Pair.
Google Fast Pair, that's the one. A wear sensor. So
Yeah.
they will pause your audio when you remove them and resume again when you wear them. So that's good. There's also multi-point with a device list in the app. Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about bells and whistles on the, the physical build side,
Hard
a
case.
very nice hard case,
Yeah.
very Bars & Wilkins. You get this magnetic kind of portion with 2 cables inside.
Very Sony.
Yeah, very Sony-esque.
Yeah.
With USB-C and a 3.5 millimeter cable.
Yep.
Um,
Because these do not have a headphone jack, but you
No.
can play it over the
or
USB.
USB, and Bars & Wilkins gives you both the cables. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Solid cables too. They're very
solid
thick.
cables, and they
Thick
feel good, and they have this nice
Yeah.
professional Velcro.
Yeah.
It's like Bars & Wilkins always did well with the details on the hardware. I think
Material
that-
side. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
And the one last thing,
Mhm.
performance on phone calls. Why don't you take a listen and come back?
Bars & Wilkins Px7 S3 in noisy conditions. Let's go. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's test the Bars & Wilkins Px7 S3 in breezy and windy conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. And this is the Bars & Wilkins Px7 S3 in quiet conditions, which is also kind of important. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Surprising. It was at that moment where I said, these could be my daily driver headphones of the year. I did the wind test many times just to make sure nothing was wrong.
That's a hard test.
That's a hard test.
And it was harder.
At like 4 meters per second is what we say, if it performs under that, it's fine. Anything above that is exceptional.
Yeah.
I was hitting 5 on the bike. Clear as hell. Windy performance.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Well
You
done.
bike a
Wilkins.
lot here, so
Yeah,
and
you have to.
make a lot of phone calls. So I can imagine that took you over the line and said,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah. And noisy wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
So
okay. And obviously you can change your volume and all of that, answer, hang up.
because you get physical buttons.
Yeah.
Are you hearing that, other brands?
And generally headphones have volume anyway.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
calls, so
yeah.
that's okay. What was not perfect though about these headphones?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not a
nothing
sales
is-
pitch.
Exactly.
This is not a marketing video.
No.
We bought these with our money. So this is a review. We still love these headphones.
Yeah.
But not perfect.
What was not perfect about them?
Well, battery life is 30 hours.
Mhm.
It's not bad.
Still not bad, but
I mean, like the fact that we're complaining about 30 hours of battery life means we're looking for things to nitpick.
Yes.
But these days, you're seeing even budget brands going up to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. We've seen numbers like 100 thrown around.
Yeah.
So in that sense, 30 hours is fine when you start off, but once it starts degrading, when it gets to a 20-hour mark, you're going to start
Yeah.
feeling like, I have to recharge this a bit too often.
but hey, still better than the AirPods Max.
Get 20 out of the box.
Jeez.
It's awful, awful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I mean, if they've managed to reduce the size and the weight and improve the comfort
And the
at the expense of maybe, and the performance, yeah, obviously, at the expense of maybe 10 hours or 20 hours, of battery life,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. Okay.
That's
What
one thing. No headphone jack, like we mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, you're not getting it.
Okay.
aptX suite of codecs, again, it's debatable how much of a downside that is because on Android, you're getting aptX,
Yeah.
which is still a high-res codec. Let's say it's not as good as lossless or even LDAC.
Okay.
So I prefer having LDAC, let me be very honest. But aptX, with the hardware that they have,
Okay.
you should not be complaining too much. App is very basic,
Yeah,
just the basic options,
I like that.
but it's nice.
But it's a matter of preference. Yeah.
So you're not getting like the crazy tweakability that the Sony gives you.
Yeah. So it's closer to the Bose in that sense.
In that sense, yes. The wear sensor, I still find that it's a bit iffy.
Okay.
It is better than the previous generations. And I think Bowers and Wilkins knows that.
Yeah.
So they give you a sensitivity setting for the wear sensor.
Yeah.
It was on medium, and if I just did this, it would stop and play. So again, we didn't use this long term. That's when those issues really come out. But my feeling is it's not as reliable as the Bose or the Sony, the wear sensor. But still, it worked.
Okay.
In all my time with it, it never played or paused without me
Awkwardly.
wanting to
Yeah.
do that. That's good.
Okay.
Talked about the clamp.
Yeah.
That is on the heavier side. No denying it.
Yeah.
Better than the older Bowers and Wilkins.
For sure.
Worse than the Bose.
It feels like they have listened to that feedback, so they've kept in the clamp, but they've softened it a bit. So that's good.
Yeah, right from the first Bowers and Wilkins we reviewed, I don't know, like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it gave me a headache.
Yeah, right. Like from those days, I think they've really picked up.
Yeah.
And the biggest downside, which you mentioned
The
already,
dineros.
the
Yeah.
dineros.
The price, 429, not cheap at all, considering what's there in the market. But again, it's the same retail price as the Bose QC Ultras when they came out.
And
you're getting a lot though still
Yeah.
for the money.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, guys, if you are considering Bowers and Wilkins, you are considering luxury.
Yeah.
Luxury comes at a price.
Simple.
There's no way about
Yeah.
it, right? Bose is a known brand. When they bring out flagship, they've been the first in a lot of things. The brand recognition, all of that, you're paying for that. You're not paying for a fashion
No.
piece here.
No.
Here you are, it is what it is. If you have the money for it, great, you're getting the looks there. And you're getting performance too,
Yeah.
which is why the package makes sense.
And we've criticized Bowers and Wilkins in the past, right? Great looking products. The performance was just not there.
Right. The stuff
Up
inside
until this point.
is missing, yeah.
Yeah, up until this point.
Yeah.
And I saw so many, I've been like also looking at older reviews of other people who say Bowers and Wilkins was great, right from the first
Oh, yeah.
generation. And I'm like review the product on its merit. When it's great, we'll tell you it's great. So we call it like we see it. We love this product.
Oh, yeah. Outside and in.
Yeah. And Bowers has been upping its game, also with the PI8.
Yep.
PI8. We loved it. Again, expensive, but if you want to spend money, you want to get the best performance,
This is it.
you can do that.
Yeah. Okay, so we've had a moment the last few months where, you've spilled mustard oil all over your XM5s. Those were his black ones.
Yeah.
We had a moment in one of our videos, we'll link that up, where we walked through the Bose QC Ultra
I used
compared
that
to the
for a
Sony
few
XM5 because you've used it. And then you went back
To Sony.
to Sony and I gave you my Sonys. These
Yeah.
are mine, but now his. And I was happy to take back the Bose. But now we're at the moment where you walked in and you said, I think I found my new daily drivers.
Yeah.
Are these going to be your new daily drivers?
So this is the Sony WH-1000 XM5, the Bose, the Bowers and Wilkins Px7 S3. Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking them back.
Thank you. Oh, I love these. I am totally in love with these.
Yeah.
Again, this is not a long-term review.
Yeah.
This might change after 6 months. Right now, it's giving me everything I need. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it might actually make me look a bit better than it's not possible.
Well, we'll let them judge that. Do you think it makes him look better?
Giro! Thanks to all the supporters, especially these tested tier supporters, as well as our Fuckman tier supporters, Raj, Panda, Paula, and Rachel. Check out the links in the description if you want to support this channel.
You've been buyers and willing to buy these cans?
And we've been DHRME.
Do it. Namaste, we're DHRME, dedicated headphone reviewers making excellence. Oh, not could be more.
This is not fun.